Well, hello and welcome to Wellness Wednesday with Kathy Stevens. Here we are in week 3 of our 21 and Done New Year's Challenge. Now, it doesn't matter if you started the first week because basically the chart I created, and hopefully you guys are using, is a chart that takes you through 3 weeks of a goal-based challenge. It can start this week and go the next 3. And then in the 4th week, a status check. So we go back and we use some of the screens that I presented last week, which are ways to check your progress. Sometimes I use those as actual exercises within the workout, and then you can just chart for yourself because we know a couple of things about the 2190 theory. What is that 2190 theory? Well, that is in 21 days, if you focus on a new goal and you chart it and you really think about it and plan for it, you can start to see some change, some real habit change. And in 90 days, if you stick with it, it becomes more of a lifestyle change. So that was our goal in 2021, was to work within the 21 and done theory and to give you things to strive for on your 60-up board. We're obviously working on fitness. So what would be a great goal? Maybe you're new and it's just, let me get 3 workouts in a week for the next 21 days and go from there. So pick a goal if you haven't already. I hope you guys are with me. I hope you're charting. I hope you printed out the progress check and know that you can do these on your own. To review, the first one is very simple and we'll use it as our warm-up today. It's basically a single leg balance for 30 seconds. And the second one is easy too. It's step in place for a minute and see how many times one foot comes to like a 90-degree angle height and count that. So you want to not only measure but monitor so that when you redo it, and it can be done in a week or a month, you can actually recognize and realize the benefits of the changes that you're getting thanks to doing your 60-up workout plan. We have workouts every day, Monday through Friday. I get a lot of questions on the 60-up member site about that. Right now, just know that this could change. The times are 9:30 or 9 o'clock a.m. on Pacific Standard Time, which is 12 or 12:30. 9 o'clock is our Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Dan and myself, and then Debbie caps off the week with 9:30, a little bit later, give you a little more sleep time, Monday and Friday. So that's the schedule for right now, and variety is the spice of life. So I hope you're trying all the workouts. Now, if for some reason, like today, Inauguration Day, so I'm in my red, white, and blue, some people can't make this actual live taping. That doesn't mean you can't do the workout because it will be on the website and you can click on it at any time during the day. And you can also go back and see all of our past workouts from day 1 on YouTube. So feel free to use that tool and to get those 3 minimum workouts a week on the 60-up or any workouts you want to do. You can log those on your chart as well. So with that said, let me talk about what we need for this workout today, our 21 and done. So water, yes, we need water so that we can stay well hydrated. Our board, obviously. And I am going to be using the short bands. They're going to be attached. If they're not already attached, do this real quick with me. You basically take this material side and you loop it through the side notch, and then you take the handle through that to make a slip, kind of a slip knot, and then that'll hold it in place. And then they can be resting on your red, I don't know what they call it, grippers, and then do the other side as well. So take a second to set that up because in our 21 and done, we do an equal focus. I don't know if you were here before, let me repeat if you weren't. We do 21 minutes, 7 minutes of something that challenges the cardiorespiratory system, 7 minutes that's more strength oriented for specific muscles and joints, and then 7 minutes of balance and stability work. Couldn't find a better product to do it on. So today, to shake it up a little bit, week 1, we did a format that was cardio followed by strength followed by balance. And today we're going to mix them up. So we'll do a minute of cardio, followed by a minute of strength, followed by a minute of balance, and we'll do 7 rounds. That'll add up to 21 minutes. I purposely made the 3 different workouts, week 1, week 2, week 3, just slightly different, still using the methodology of 21 minutes and that nice division of different fitness factors. But I want it to be different so that you guys can go back and do this at any time that you want to up that ante on the goal of 21 and done. So today will be our mix. We'll call it the mix, 1 minute of each. All right? So again, we're ready, we're set up. Let me see who's here. I always like to give us a little bit of time to check in so that we can start together. I see we have Joe. Welcome, welcome. Glad you're watching. And Pat. Pat, I hope you're able to do it with us today. I know sometimes you join us later, which is fine too. And I'm sure more people will join in as we get going. I do like to use a little music. We're going to start off, just so that you know, to get loosened and limbered and mobilized. We know that motion is lotion. So sometimes it's early in the morning, you may be a little stiff still. So we're going to get all those joints firing, or those muscles firing around those joints. And then we'll move into some of those checks that I told you about. We'll do the 1 minute step in place. So if you have your chart nearby and you want to pencil in what you get, that's great. I'm going to wait on the chair sit, but do have a chair nearby. We'll do that as we start to come out of our workout, okay? So it'll be a little different challenge today. All right, chair nearby. Why do I say that? It's so important that you have a rest spot, something that you can do when you start feeling it's too much, that you can sit down and just relax for a few minutes or seconds, and maybe you end the workout early because you've had enough, your legs are fatigued, or your body is feeling like it's not having the same form and alignment that you should. So I'd rather you have a way out, because people come into this workout at so many different levels of fitness, from just being able to get the foot up on the board and feel comfortable to doing full cardio on it. And I don't want to discourage anyone. And the best way to level down is just to omit and rest it out. So feel free to take your rests at any time during the workout. All right? With that said, that could be a goal as well. Maybe you can only do 10 minutes of the workout and you'd like to see yourself progress to the full 21 minutes by the end of a 3-week period. That's the way to progress, is slow, with safety in mind. And of course, for those of you that are already midway and through the program, challenge and progression. Are you ready? Because I am. So we're going to get started. Okay, little background beat for that warm up I spoke about, and then we'll start getting that heart rate up. All right, let's come on behind the 60 up. Notice my chair is off to the side. I can pull it right behind me if need be. I want you to put your hands on the top of your poles and start with a shift of weight from the left to the right and the right to the left. Nice and easy. I want you to think about what you're feeling through your feet. Edge of your foot catching your weight, then through your calves, through your knees, through your hips. Take it a little wider and make it more of a lunge. Just step those feet out just a bit wider. Feel a little more knee action. Warming up the ankles, the knees, and soon we're going to sit back and feel it in the hips as well. So let your hips sit to the back, folding at the hips, keeping that chest up. Wiggle your fingers a little for me. Nice. Come back up tall, head high, still bending the knee. Now we're going to hold it to the right. From here, we're just going to straighten and bend, just the right leg. Keep everything else nice and centered. Now allow your elbows to also bend, like you're doing a side push-up. A little bit more focus on the right arm, getting that upper body ready. Nice. 2 more. Last one, other side. Let's take it over to the left and just bend, focusing in on a little more bend with the left elbow, left knee. Chest up, chin up, head high. 21 and done. With a 21 gun salute to our outgoing president and our incoming. Here we go. Bend and press. 4 more. And 3. And 2. And 1. Now bring it center. Fold in half. and roll the spine like a roll top desk. Come forward like a drafting table and then roll through. I like to call this my drafting table to roll top. Nice, through the spine, loosen and limber. Now make sure you're comfortable in your stance. If you feel like your legs are a little too wide, walk them in. Knees are soft because you want to put the focus on loosening and limbering through the back. Nice. I see a few more joining me. We just started our warm-up, 21 and done today. 2 more. Last one. All right, standing tall. Now let's just play the piano and drop our heels. So fingers, heels to the beat. Waking up those extremities, those digits. Nice. Now walk the feet in, so toes, heels. I know this is hard for some of you, so take your time. Toes in. Now reverse. Heels, toes, heels, toes. In, out. Good. Getting those feet prepped. Last one out. Last one in. Now hold here and then peel the toes in your shoe box up. Just peel them up. Peel them up. You might feel the ball of your foot coming up a little as well. Nice. Get those ankle lifters or those foot lifters ready. Those muscles in the front of the shin that control that ankle. Good. 4 more. 3, 2, last one, and now neck. Roll the shoulder, roll the neck from shoulder to shoulder. Good, chin down, chin over. Now, try to follow this with your eyes, but if that makes you a little dizzy, then keep your vision downward the whole time. Don't worry about looking up. But if you can, try to look up and slightly behind. Stimulating your balance from the ocular point of view. 2 more. Last one. All right, bring that head back to the center. Walk it out. Loosen it up. All right, remember I told you we were going to do that first screen? So again, if you want, keep marching in place. You can always record. We're going to do the 1-minute step in place. This time, let's count the left leg. Last time we did the right. Put your red marker at about 90-degree height so that that's what your goal is to hit that 90-degree hip flexion. Ready? I'm watching, I've got my clock to the side, starting with the left. Here we go. Count to yourself. Just try to lift that knee to about that spot that you marked with your little side handle gripper. Good. Don't worry about my pace. You go at your pace. This is part of your warm-up as well, but if you can count and see how well you do, this is one way of marking cardio conditioning. Nice. Keep counting. You might be slower than me, and that's okay. You might be faster than me, and that's okay. Chin up and chest up. Make sure you're breathing nice and fluid. So right about to that handle height. That's it. 10 more seconds to go. Excellent. Chin up, chest up, 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now just bend the knees. Think about what that was. Now you're free to write it down or write it down later if you want. It's just one of those spot checks that we like to do to see how we're progressing with our workouts. All right. Now we're ready to start the workout. The first move is going to be a cardio move. We're going to step touch on the floor. So step touch on the floor. And we're going to do this for a full minute. And for those of you that are finding this pretty easy, you can leap it a little bit or not. For those of you that are finding it a little hard, we've already begun our minutes, make it smaller. So find whatever version you're comfortable with and let's move it side to side. 1 minute of cardio. Breathe, inhale and exhale. Holding on because that'll help you feel stable so that you can focus on a clean leg movement, a nice cardio flow. Step and tap, transferring the weight. When we get on the board, obviously this is a little more challenging. Right now, let's just work on that cardio base. Almost there. Working on that minute. Good job. 4 more. 3, 2, 1, and stay at the right side. Now, I want you to turn and face the side, okay? From here, I want you to put your inside leg up or the toe on the ground and give me a calf raise. Up and down, strengthening through the calf. Up, down, up, down, up. We got a full minute of calf raising. Up, down, strengthening that leg, that you're lifting the heel up off the ground. There's a little balance involved here as well, isn't there? Keep breathing. Up, down, up, down. Excellent. We got about 10 seconds. Now, the next move is going to be balance. We're going to stand on this leg that you've made tired for a minute. See how you do. All right, last one. Come back to the front. That's a tired leg. Now try to hold your balance on it and see if you can let go with one or both hands. Or just keep your fingertips on it. Believe me, just standing on this leg after those calf raises is going to be challenge enough. I'll let you know where you get so that if you again want to put this on your chart, the one leg balance is one of your screens. Whew, you're halfway there. That's nice. You can play around with letting go or not. See how it feels. Try not to let this hip drop out to the side. There'll be a little wobble in that ankle, and that's okay. That's your body, your brain, the neural connection trying to get everything to stabilize. Stay stacked up, head over shoulders, shoulders over hip. We're getting there. In 4, 3, 2, 1, and shake off this leg. Oh boy, that should be tired. All right, we're gonna have to do another series of that. Why? Because it was only on one leg. So let's do the step touch again on the ground for a minute. And remember, if you're feeling up to it, you can push off a little bit, make it more of what I call a leap, lateral leap, or keep it a nice, tight, small step touch for those of you that want to keep it a little bit easier or more gentle. Nice. Get that cardio back up. Chin and chest high. Let's do this. We're getting there. I see a few comments and I'll come check in a second and see how we're doing. Nice. 15 more seconds. You've got this. Feel comfortable. You gotta feel comfortable behind the board and on the floor before you can get too comfortable on the board. 4 more. 3, 2, 1, and now stay over here on the left side and turn. Remember, we're gonna do that outside leg. So here we go. Calf raise and down. Up and down. Good. Rise up and down. If this is too difficult, put your other toe on the floor behind you. I call that the kickstand method. Up, down, up, down. Lift. Stay tall. Keep the head stacked over the shoulders over the hips. Isn't it wonderful to have these bars to hang on to? Sure helps. That's what I love about the 60-up board. It really has you in mind in terms of stability, but also challenge. 10 more seconds. Up and down, strengthening that lower leg, that hip strength, that core strength. Last two. Last one. Now come back to the center. Stand on that same leg. 1 minute standing balance. Hold on. See if you can lighten your touch on the poles or let go completely. Full minute. Ah, how's that left leg feel? Sometimes it's good to notice if one leg has a greater ability than the other as well. We usually have a weaker side. And that's something to take note of and maybe put on your notes so that you can maybe focus a little more on that side that's weaker. Tighten that hip structure, lift that chin, keep that chest up, abdominals engaged. Woo, we're getting there, 20 seconds to go. How are you doing? We're getting there, come on guys. Take a breath. Hold on or not, your choice. Woo, we've got this. 4 more seconds, 3, 2, 1. All right, shake off this leg. And while we're shaking it off, walk over and get some water. Perfect excuse to get a little break and get some water. Hi, Vicki. So glad you're here today. And Deborah. Patrick, awesome. Oh, you're watching. I hope you're also going to be moving with me too. All right, a little water. Okay, now we're on to the next series. All right, so we've got 2 down and a couple more to go. So the next move for cardio is going to be what I call rock on, rock off. Kind of like wax on, wax off, right? Let's start with the right. You're going to step up, hamstring curl, step down, and pony up. So it's like a rocking horse. And we're just going to do this for a minute. You can step right in the middle, or you can play around and go slightly off middle just to challenge your balance a little bit on either side of that red line. Here we go. 1 minute, rock on, rock off. Think about what it takes to get up a step. Think about what it takes to balance yourself on one leg. Push in, push off. If you want to make this a little harder, you can go a little faster. So if you want to get that cardio up, increase your pace. But in general, let's try to keep that form nice and strong. You can also bear a little more weight in your arms by bending your elbows. Anytime you involve more muscle, upper and lower, the heart will respond with a little more intensity and a faster heart rate and a little higher respiration. Here we go. 10 seconds. That's it. Feel free to look down and make sure you're comfortable with that foot placement. 2 more. Last one. Awesome. Now, keep that right foot up. Put your back toe on the floor and back heel. Grab the tubing if you want. You don't have to use tubing, but if it's there, or a dumbbell. And we're going to do a lunge and a row. So down and up. So notice what's happening here. I'm bending my front knee and my back knee, both equally. I'm reaching and pulling up. And if you don't have tubing, just use your arm, your water bottle, whatever you want. This is just adding a little more back and arm strength to this minute. Whew, we're getting there. Try to bend both knees equally. And I know this is hard. If it gets too hard, feel free to also just do a lunge on the floor. So I could step back and just do the lunge, but don't row if you're on the floor because the board might rock too much. Good, keep going. 2 more. Last one now. Hook that tube up, lean in, hold on to your poles, find your balance. A minute here, right there on one leg, leaning with the core. So from the side, you stay here, but watch me. From the side, I want to lean and find that long line from head to heel. This is for the core, holding tight, and if I wanted to challenge it, I could pulse that leg up a little bit, but I don't have to. Or I could reach that opposite arm to my ear. Those are all ways to make this balance move more challenging, right? Hold on, 10 seconds. Excellent. You've got this. Whew. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down and shake off that leg. Good work. Ease it out. All right, other side. We get to repeat. Same cycle, 3 minutes. Here we go. First minute cardio. Ready. Left leg, rocking horse. Rock up, rock back. Good. It's okay if you have to look down. It's okay if you have to slow down. Getting that partial from floor up, getting onto the board, getting off the board. Feel free to play around with where you actually step your foot, but be aware if you're not stepping on center, that you've got to be able to shift and adjust. It's going to be a little different pressure to the foot and all the way up the chain. Nice. We're getting there. Go faster if you would like to. Remember, this is your cardio minute. Bend those elbows to add more bicep, tricep press. Good. We got about 15 seconds to go. Try to keep a nice long line through your spine. Head up high, shoulders level. 2 more. Last one coming up. Now from here, settle into the lunge position again. Grab your tubing on the other side. Lift your heel up off the ground with the back foot. Here we go, both knees bending. Down, row. Nice. Now if that's too complicated, don't use the arm. You can always just do the lunge. Some of us may need a little more stability at this point, and adding the arm is just a little too much. Others want the added challenge because they've been working at it and they've got it down and can do both upper and lower body together. Make sure you're not pitching your chin forward or rounding your upper back. Keep that nice tall line, head through spine. Inhale, exhale. Almost there. 1 minute of strength here. You've got this. Last one. All right, hook it up. Remember balance and stability here. You can just hold that long line. Try to stay centered if you can, or bottom out if you need to. You can add a pulse with the back leg, right? You can also choose to lift one arm in front of you, but make sure you're stable. Good, right there. Hold it, balance. You've got this. If it's too difficult, stay more upright, but try to challenge that core with a slight forward lean and a lift of that leg. 15 seconds to go. Good work. You've got this. Good job. Breathe. All right, step it down and shake it off. Good work. All right, now, so we did something on the floor. We did something coming up and off on one leg. Now we're going to step on and step off the board, starting with the right foot, basic step. So it's up, up to V step, out, out to basic. So join me for a minute. Basic. And again, you can slow this down as much as you like or speed it up as much as you like for a minute. Be focused in on yourself. Don't worry so much about my pace of action. There you go. Up, up, down, down. This is a basic stepping move. If you ever took step aerobics, called the basic step and the wide or V step. Right lead. Here we go. Again, the point of this is to pick that cardio up for a minute and then follow it up with strength and finish it up with balance. 21 and done. I think we're about halfway through the workout. Nice. A couple more. Last B. Awesome. And now we're going to step up 2 and 2. And then from here, we're going to grab our right handle, or just do the legs if you prefer, and we're gonna squat back and uppercut on the up. So squat, uppercut. And you can also do a little tricep extension back if you like. So again, remember, you don't have to use the tube. You can just follow the pattern with your arm, or you can challenge yourself a little more by using the tube. Your choice. Remember to sit back into your squat like a chair and then lift through that arm. Sit back, lift your arm. Nice. We're getting there. Take your time. Last one. Sit back, hold it up. Now, from here, put that tubing back on the hook, squat back into your chair. We call this the chair air squat. Hold it, bring that arm up, stay there, keep your core engaged. Now, pull your palm to the ceiling like you're gonna high five the ceiling. And then give me a small pulse if you want to advance this. Staying stable, keeping those hips back and that spine. I'm gonna turn to the side so you see my posture, okay? My hips are back. My spine is long and strong. This is working all those core muscles, working, stabilizing through my feet and hips and all those muscles around the knees. Good, keep going. Almost there. In 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Okay, ease off, ground out on one side, step off. All right, repeat with the left lead, okay? We are really busting through this 21-minute workout. Here we go. Up, up, down. Now wide, wide. Remember to take this at the pace you're comfortable with. I'm just alternating between a basic narrow step and a V or wide step for a minute. Again, up, 2, down. You know, and for those of you that are really brand new, you're also welcome to do a few on the floor where you just march wide and narrow and get the pattern going. Up, 2, down. And out, 2, down. Again, breathing. Posture check, please. Head high, shoulders back and down. We're almost through that minute. Again. Excellent. Up, 2, down, 2. Out, 2, down. One more set. Up, 2. One more wide. And step up to the squat position. Again, nice comfortable squat position, maybe 2 and 2 of the feet. Grab the handle, this time on the left arm, okay? So we squat back and we uppercut on the up. Try to balance in the middle, try to extend that elbow, get a nice tricep kick back for the back of the shoulder, and then a nice bicep cross cut for the chest and front. Nice. Remember again, this is at your own pace. I have my pole on the other side to keep me nice and stable. But if this is too much, omit the arm movement and just do your sit back squats with really nice form. Working those feet, working those ankles, working those knees and hips, and the muscles that surround and support and move them. Good. Sit back like you're gonna sit onto a chair. Keep that core strong. Last one. And then we're gonna stay in the air squat. We're gonna bring that arm up, palm facing ceiling, and pulse. Remember the long line on this. That's so great. Awesome. So we've done 6 series. 3 times 6 is 18 minutes. 3 more minutes to go. How you guys feeling? Pretty good, especially once you hear that, right? Keep that nice long spine. Pulse that arm up. Hold the pole with the opposite arm. Almost there. Stabilize. Try to keep that board centered. Stay strong. This is a lot of core work and shoulder girdle work. Nice. If that's too hard, bring it down here and pulse forward at a lower angle, but don't round or pitch your spine forward. Keep that chin and chest up. 3, 2, 1, and done. Awesome. Awesome. Rock it out here, guys. Whew, now we're up on top. So our last set of 3 minutes is going to start with a rock movement. We're going to rock this resolution. That's what I said yesterday. So I want you to think about rock, rock, hold. Rock, rock, hold. Rock, rock, pattern. 1, 2, do. Out, out, in. For a minute. 1, 2, 3. Press, press, press. As you're doing this, push with your arms. Engage the chest and bicep. Push, push, push. Fight to stand tall. 1, 2, hold. 1, 2, hold. 1, 2, hold. Good job. Keep going. Feel out what you have to do to get that nice stable rock going. You have to push off the big toe of your foot. Right? Can you sense that? That big toe is so important to keep the strength and mobility and hopefully connectivity between the brain, feet, and all the other joints that are working. 1, 2, hold. 1, 2, 3. Almost. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Breathe, breathe, breathe. 2 more. Last one. All right, hold here. We're on our left side. Strength move. Tap, lift. Tap, lift. So I want you to feel this in the inner thigh, the outer hip. No resistance needed. Just that leg swing. If you want to push the pole to add resistance, you can push it with the outer side and the inner side of that foot or ankle. For a minute. Nice. You've got this. Now, this will be the only one where I might have you do an extra minute so we can get that other leg in. But because this is balance, we can count this as a balance minute as well. So it's kind of a hybrid strength and balance move. Nice. All right, now let's balance on the other side. Bottom out, stand on the leg, cross, open. For a minute. Keep this knee soft. Keep your chest up, your head high. Push the inner and the outer side of the foot against your poles for added contraction. Dynamic strength or tension here. Down and cross. Good. Also, the fact you're crossing your midline makes this a nice brain stimulating exercise too. Cross, open. Push across, out. Can you feel that in the hip joint, inner thigh, outer thigh? Keep breathing fluidly. 15 seconds to go. You've got this. 21 and done. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Take it center, rock it out, no, narrow. All right, push, pull. This is just a nice cool down through the feet and ankles. Let the heel come up. Nice. Let's take the fingers open and close. So as one heel goes up and the pressure goes into the toes, sense that shift of weight through the fingers and the feet. Dan talked yesterday about how important that brain connection is to the distal or the far parts of your body. Of course, the most distal being hands, fingers, feet, and toes. So let's stand and just do this nice cool down move with a little bit more mindfulness to what you're feeling in those digits. Spread the fingers, grip them. Spread the toes, alternating sides. Good, feel for it. We're done with the workout. Now we just get to recover and cool down Before we do our final stretching, I will invite you to get some more water. Please know that any time you want to take a water break is the right time to take a water break. You don't have to wait for my break or my permission. Sometimes you just need to take your own breaks, as I said, and sit or have a little chug of water. 4 more times. 4, 3, 2, and bottom out. Step off. Take a breath and let's get some water together. Let me check in with you. So glad more of you have joined me. Awesome. Patrick is here still and Vicki. Hopefully you've enjoyed the 21 and done for today, week 3. Okay, now it's time for our stretching. My favorite part of the class. We're going to start with our stretch cool down from a standing position behind the board. But at some point I will pull the chair in to finalize and finish off our relaxation, okay? So let's stand here real tall, chin and chest up, palms on your top of your handles. Tighten your buttocks muscle right now, just squeeze and feel that as you tighten those buttocks muscles, it opens up the hip flexors, in particular if you're lifting your chest and spine tall. Inhale. Now exhale and fold the hip, hinging forward, pushing the hips to the back wall. Exhale. Inhale and come back up. Squeeze the glutes, lift the chest and chin a bit. Exhale, fold at the hips again. Try to keep your knees pretty straight. Inhale up. Just that hip is moving, arms a little too. Lift the chest and sternum, spine extends slightly. And forward. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, chin up, chest up, spine up. Exhale, flat back. Hold here. Now, take and bend one knee and then the other, slowly alternating and really focusing on that leg that's straightening. Hold on tight to your poles to support that torso as you give your hips a little bit of jut to the side. So notice how one hip is jutting, so I'm getting a nice deep stretch in each hip socket, as well as down the back of each leg. My torso is staying quite stable. Inhale and exhale. Very nice. 2 more. Last one. Now, I'd like for you to come around and to the side of your board. All right? I'm going to move my board so you can see me clearly. It doesn't really matter which side, okay? Bottom it out. Now, I want you to take the back leg, put it on the board. All right? Now from here, hinge forward and see if you can form a right angle with your body and your thigh. That's the seated reach stretch that we do from the chair. It's about getting a right angle without rounding your back. Now, some of you might not be able to get any further than this. That's not quite a right angle. That's okay. Just make note. Your goal is to be able to get that right angle happening, which is about here or greater, without bending the leg that's on top. Holding, holding. Now from here, come back up and slide your foot. You're still grounding out your board so that the ball of your foot is resting on the edge. And that's about 1 inch, maybe 2 inches probably, from the floor. Now here's your goal on this one. Tighten your glutes, stand tall, and see if you can free your foot without your heel coming up. So see if you can get the ball of your foot off the board and hold it there. If you can, that's awesome, and that's a great screen for ankle flexibility. If you can't quite get it off the board, that's okay. Just leave it on the board to stretch. But see if you can hold it, hover the board, even if it's 1/4 of an inch. Nice. Stay tall, stretching the calf and ankle joint. This leg is nice and firm and straight underneath you. All right, let's switch sides. Okay, other leg now comes up, and you're gonna sit back. Remember, you're trying to form a right angle with the straight leg in front of you and your torso. You're kind of evaluating. Are you more of an open angle? Can you even go further than 90 degrees? This is a wonderful stretch for the hamstrings and calves. It's also a screen or a check on lower body flexibility. Hold here and breathe. I always like to hold my static stretches about 3 to 5 deep breaths. That's usually 20 to 30 seconds, which is ideal. Nice work. All right, here comes that calf check again. Stand straight on the other leg. Prop your foot, the ball of your foot up on your board. Stand tall and then see if you can pull the forefoot up so that it's hovering above the height of the board. Now I know this is going to be difficult for a lot of you, but that's okay, because even if you're still having the foot on the board itself, it's still giving you a good stretch. Knowing your goal is to be able to have it higher than that lift of the board. Ground it out. Deep breath, chin and chest up. Excellent job, guys. This is another screen that's not on the list, or check. When I say screen, I mean check. Getting to the point where you can actually hold it higher than the lip of the board. That would be awesome. It's about 2 to 3 fingers. Here we go. In 4, in 3, in 2. Last one. Okay, let's come on back now, grab our chair. Now remember, I did promise you we would do the chair squat screen, which it doesn't feel like it's appropriate now, but I want to do it as a little test, just so you can, if you didn't do it with me last week, you know what it is. It's 30 seconds going from sitting down to standing up as many times as you can and counting it. We're going to start from the seated posture. Heels should be a little back so your knees are already in the go forward position. Hands could be out on your thighs or just at your side. Ready? Count to yourself and just do as many as you can strongly, and we'll finish with that, and then we'll really just stretch the rest of the way out. Here we go. Ready? Go. Don't worry about my pace. You do need to straighten the legs all the way and bring the butt all the way back down to the chair. And we're only doing 30 seconds and counting every one that you get. You're halfway through. Now some of you might say, I can't even do one. If that's the case, use a pillow in these beginning modes, and that's going to allow you to have ability to do at least some. Last one, and relax. Okay, if you did count it, that's great. Go ahead and write it down. Now the other screen we didn't do is the wall push-up or floor push-up, depending on your shape. 30 seconds counting. We're not going to do them today, okay? Next week, which will be our recovery, our 4th week, I will do all the screens up front so we can really test ourselves. All right, now, time to cool down. So stay in your chair so we can get a nice relaxed cool down. I am going to change the music a little bit just so we can get into relaxation mode and something to take us through the rest of the week. All right. Whew. Thank you guys for joining me today, by the way. This is a great day. We're going to inhale up. We're going to exhale down. Again. Inhale up. Remember that attitude is everything, so pick a positive one. Last one. And let it down. Now, grab the back of your chair and just lean in and stretch. And then with your head, look to the right. Bring it to the center. Stretch and look to the left. Oop, I went opposite, didn't I? To the right, center, and left. Sometimes I do that because I teach a Zoom class, and in my Zoom class, I have to cue opposite because for whatever reason, it's mirror image, meaning when my right is moving, their left is moving. But on Facebook, what's nice is it somehow flips it, so we're both moving in the same direction. So sometimes I have my old cueing come up, so if I say the wrong right, left, you'll know why. I usually catch myself. All right, bring it back to the center, tuck your chin down, then lift up just a bit. Don't create too much tension in the back of the neck. You're still holding and stretching across the chest, which should feel awesome. Last one. And then come up, take one arm up, reach, circle in and out like you're twisting a light bulb. Left arm is up, right arm is on your chair. Now remember another screen we did? We want to pat ourselves on the back and hold it there. And our goal is to see if you can touch the top of the opposite shoulder blade. It could just be a yes/no answer. Obviously, the further down you get on that shoulder blade without contorting your spine, the better. Deep breath. If you need to hold that arm, it's fine. And if it gives you pain, maybe the stretch is here. Obviously, if this is all I could get, I'm not touching my opposite shoulder blade. But ideally, for this check, you want to touch the opposite shoulder blade. Awesome. Bring it down. Now take that arm and lean and twist the light socket on the floor. Our shoulder girdle is such a tricky joint. There's so many small muscles and it's not as sturdy or as stable as our pelvis, even though it has the same kind of motions that it can do. So we often have injuries in the rotator cuff or the muscles that grip the humerus, the arm bone. So we have to take extra time to keep that mobility and work on stability too. That's why I love doing planks or push-ups, because it really does help. All right, let's take that arm, not that we did them today, maybe next week we will for sure. All right, now creep that hand up your back. All right, kind of the opposite of this in the back, except your palm is forward or outward. Your knuckles are creeping up. And your goal on this is to hit the bottom of the opposite shoulder blade. Kind of see if you can, they call this the back scratch. Can you scratch that opposite shoulder blade or even get higher to mid shoulder blade? Either way, that would be a yes/no on your check chart. Sitting tall, making sure you're not bowing forward or arching too far back, keeping that spine in the center. Nice deep breaths. And then slowly let that hand slide down towards your hip or chair and bring it around and shake it off, because those are pretty extreme stretch positions. So sometimes you need to loosen the joint after the stretch. All right, other side. Arm comes up and we twist. See, this is my sticky arm. I had a rotator cuff injury on this side. So my range of motion is always a little less on this side. What does that mean for me? It just means I have to be more intense. Sometimes I have to use my other hand to help it get a little better range. And that's okay, as long as it's not causing pain when you do that. You always avoid pain. All right? Now go ahead and do the back pat. Check and see on your other shoulder blade if you can touch it. I'm getting right to the upper ridge, so today's a good day for me. Some days I can't. This arm just won't go up like that. But it does work better if I assist it. So, because I'm stretching, I will assist it. Take a nice deep breath. Try not to twist your body or drop the ribs on one side. Keep as level as possible. Wonderful. And then slowly let that arm melt down. And then let's twist down low. You're twisting that same light socket or light bulb in and out of the socket. Nice deep breath. Again, for those of you that didn't come last week, we're using some of our check screens as a way of not only getting a great stretch exercise, but seeing if we're progressing. All right, let's take that arm and creep it up the back on the other side. Remember, palm is out. You're trying to scratch the bottom of that opposite shoulder blade. So you're creeping it up. And for some people that have issue that might only get to your hip and that's it. And that's okay. Remember, we all come to a workout with different histories in terms of our body and our past injuries or limitations. So respect those and just do what you can. Push the boundaries, pain-free, but also with some intensity so that you feel it. All right? Inhale and exhale, chest is lifted, chin is parallel to the floor, shoulders as level as possible, hips and feet as level as possible. I always want to go back and make that base strong and support whatever you're doing. A stretch, a strength move, a cardio move, they all need to come off of good posture and alignment. And that was enough talk to just get us through this stretch. Go ahead and bring that arm around and shake it off, because as I say, getting in and out of those positions needs a little loosening and limbering afterwards. Okay, so we do outs and ins. Very nice. So we did a nice amount of stretching for the back of the chain of our leg, our shoulder girdle. Let's now focus in on our spine a little bit more. So I want you to slide towards the front of your board. You can put your feet up on your board or not, doesn't matter. And then we're just gonna come down and puff the back and then scoop the back. So I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see what this looks like, okay? In yoga, we would call this a cat back, and then center to cow, and then arch to cobra. So we're just gonna push back with an exhale, push through with an inhale. Push back with an exhale. The spine is always a point of focus. You've got to think about how your spine feels. Some of us come to the workout with conditions or herniations or weaknesses in the spine or the spinal column discs. And so if something hurts, if it hurts for you to flex, reduce the range. If it hurts for you to extend, reduce the range. Pain is usually your indicator of your boundaries, so listen to them. But in general, we want to try to keep as much mobility along with stability in the spinal column, and they both need to be worked. So now we're working a little on dynamic mobility. Nice breathing will also help to bring your body and your mind back to a more calm and settled state. And that's all part of a good cool down. So you leave feeling mentally and physically refreshed from the workout rather than exhausted. And now sitting up nice and tall, let's come back to the center. You probably didn't pivot, so I'll come back to the center. Let's think about what else needs to be stretched. We did our chest, we did our hamstrings, we did our neck, our spine. We've hit pretty much everything except maybe the hip flexor. So my last stretch today, I'm going to show you how to do a great chair hip flexor stretch. I'm going to move my board so you can really see me back here. Now, on this one, you need to swivel, and you need to be on the front side of your chair so that you can put one leg in front and then lean into it. Notice how I lean, which allows me then to swiggle or wiggle that leg back. And if you look at me this way, I look like I'm in a runner's lunge, right? Now, for some of you, that might not work. You might just have to keep the knee bent and be done with it. That's all that you can get. But if you can wiggle that leg back and feel safe with it, don't fall off your chair, the goal is to straighten it out, keep your body weight forward into the runner's lunge, and then just hold and feel for the long stretch that starts up here in your core and goes down through your quadricep, and in particular the hip flexors, which are very tight right here in the hip joint. They're a strong, tight muscle. So sometimes if you're at your desk, and this is an easy stretch, and sometimes you might want to hold a wall or a desk in front of you when you do this. This is a great release for what I'll call sitter's disease. That's when we're sitting too long. All right, nice deep breath. If you want to advance this, you would bring the arms up, and now we look like we're in a yoga pose, the warrior. And again, we all come to this class with different abilities, so I don't want to make anyone feel like they have to go a step too far. So know that you can stay here or take it to a one-arm warrior, two-arm warrior. If you do put both arms up, make sure you're tightening and pulling your navel in so that you don't overarch the lumbar spine. Okay, if you're feeling it in the lumbar spine, you're a little too aggressive today. Now, lean in again. Notice how I lean in. This allows me to flex or bend that hip and slide it in, and then I have to do wiggle, wiggle, wiggle to the other side. So both knees start off in the opposite direction, and they came together. That's important for the hip joint in the back. You lean into the front thigh. You let the other leg kind of find its way back. Hopefully your board's not in the way. And then you straighten it out as much as you can. Notice I'm still leaning forward. Why? Because if I sit up, then I have a tendency to put too much stress in my lower back. And I really want to make this about the hip in the front. So you can even stay lower if you want with that upper body. But the goal, and if you can't straighten the leg all the way, that's okay too. The goal is to get that leg as straight as possible, keep the hips as squared or flat as possible, and just enjoy that lengthening sensation down the hip and front thigh. Taking a nice few deep breaths. We made it. Now, even though we go a full hour, our meat of our workout is the 21 and done. And I want you to know that we did 3 weeks of this, so you can go back and go over and over again. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to be doing next week, but I'll let you know. It'll be our check week. So hopefully you enjoyed the process of setting a goal, tracking your progress, and hopefully in week 4, you'll be ready for some rewards. Because again, that is also key to behavior change. What did we do? We now soften this knee, we lean in, we allow the leg to slide back, the knees are together, and we move them into the front direction together, all right? That's how you avoid torque at the hip, knee, or lower back when moving in and out of a deeper stretch like that. All right, guys, this completes our 21 and done week 3. I hope you enjoyed it. You were awesome. I'm so glad you joined me, especially on this important day here in America. We can all use the stress reduction, I'm sure, too. So hopefully you did enjoy it. And here's to a great year, a year full of hope and hopefully health. We're here for the second part. You've got to give me the first part. So let's keep the hope. Let's keep this goal-based workouts going on. I will come in and answer all of you to anything you text me. Not even just after today's workout, but throughout the week. If you address me, I always am checking to see if there's something I can do to answer your questions or support you even more than just the Wellness Wednesday. So again, thanks for the thumbs up. Thanks for the support. Hopefully you enjoyed today's workout, 21 and done. This was the mix-up version. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off because it's been an hour, and I bet we have other things to do today. Take care. Thanks again for joining me.